Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Tree Talk by Namu. I'm Natalia and I'm your host for today's episode. Today, I will be interviewing a hardworking member of Namu's social media team. She's a master at environmental memes and has co-hosted Tree Talk since episode 0. Let's welcome her.
Hi.
Hey Mia, welcome to Tree Talk by Namu. I mean, not like it's your first time here. So let's start off simple. Your name, your age, and your grade.
My name is Mia Reyes. I am currently 14 years old, but I am turning 15 next month. And I am ninth grade, which means I'm a freshman in high school.
So, where do you live? Like generally, what state?
I live in California. I live in SoCal, by LA, just a little lower than LA, and like by the beach.
Nice. And how did you find out about Namu?
It's a very interesting story. I started out, well, I used to go to the school, the people who are in Namu, most of us, we used to go to the school, it's a K through 8 school, which means most of us come in kindergarten and we stay until the end. And that's actually where I met Natalia. We're great friends, but actually we like really became friends in seventh grade. And in eighth grade, Natalia was learning about Namu because our founder, Jaden, he also went to that school and he was just giving a meeting on like, oh, this is why you should join, the simple um, introductions. And I was just there because I wanted to spend my like study hall with Natalia. I was like pretty bored, and so I just tuned in and I thought it was interesting, but I didn't join. But it wasn't until later on where I just kept barging in at their meetings. Like, for example, I got awarded this like speech thing at the end of the year, and I like came in screaming during one of their meetings, and like Natalia just stopped in like one of her speeches, and we were just like celebrating. So I just would hang out at their meetings all the time. So I just eventually joined, and it was great.
Yeah, she was, like, part of it way before she actually, like, joined. She, like,
Yeah.
literally came to, like, all the meetings even though she wasn't part of it, just hanging out with me. And, like,
Hmm.
we have known each other since, like, kindergarten, but we became really close in 7th grade because, of the school play or the school musical. So, yeah, we're actually pretty close. It's funny that I am interviewing her right now, like, I don't know her because
Yeah.
I know every single answer that I'm about to ask a question for. So what is your job in Namu and like what do you specialize in?
Well, my job here at Namu is I am part of the social media team. I have access to like Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, and I just post, stuff that people find interesting, things that I see on Reels, news reports about climate, weather, stuff like that. I'm also part of the podcast team, obviously. It's just a branch of the social media team. We just research and we just record and we find topics that are high in discussion, and we just do a small thing with research, and we just have a day where like, all right, let's write a script, and we get to it, and it's actually quite fun. We get to have fun recording. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And throughout the organization, you're known as the meme master. And I wanted to get into that because you are really good at posting memes on our social media. So do you want to explain your inspiration for that, where you get ideas and
Yeah.
stuff?
Well, when I first got the permissions on Instagram for this organization, I just started going through, like the stories of the people we follow, like The Guardian or other small organizations. And Natalia was like, yeah, just start posting ASAP, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. But honestly, I was looking for inspiration to see what other people were posting, and I was really bored. Not because of what they were doing was bad, it was just like there was a lot of tiny text all throughout their stories. And it bored me. I didn't want to read through that. I was like, the Instagram story sections are like it's like 3 seconds and it moves on. So I was like, we need something that'll catch their eye and something that it's funny, entertaining. I would want something entertaining if I were watching these types of things. So I just started finding memes or something that was like funny, and I would add a caption to it. And I got a lot of talk about it. Like a lot of people were like, "That's really funny. You should keep doing that." So honestly, I would add music to it, or just something that like I made a Taylor Swift one recently. I'm a big Swiftie, so just things that interest people and that make it entertaining and informative at the same time.
Yeah. And we love your memes. That's why we call you the meme master, like, you're so good at it. So, what has been your hardest part of your participation here at Namu?
Honestly, the participation here is not hard at all that much. I think that's what makes this a great organization is I have a lot of other things to do outside of school with school and it can be a little overwhelming, but with this organization, I think the only hard thing is sometimes the research that we do for podcasts. It's not that there's too little to find, it's that there's a lot and we have to narrow it down. Um, for example, is we recently did a podcast on the Maui wildfires, and there's just so much information to put out there. And but we need to keep, people hooked. People aren't gonna just listen to a 3-hour rant about what's happening. They can do that on the news. We want to inform people. So there's just like a lot of things that we have to take into consideration to keep people hooked and to give the proper information. And I think that's the hardest part is organizing it all. But yeah.
Yeah, there's just so much to talk about. We have to narrow it down to the most important things. So, what has been the most impactful since joining?
I think it's been, like, learning about so many cool things while having fun, like, I've got to have really interesting conversations with a lot of people who enjoy the same things as I do and have a yearning to help the future, and I think it's been really fun, it's, like, really been healing and informative for me personally.
And why would you encourage others to join?
I think this is a great thing to do, just learning about the future, what we can do to change it, how it's been changing from the beginning, and it really helps you throughout your college journey, high school journey, whatever you're doing. It can really help you out, and it's a fun thing to do. We're not like super like people on the news who are like screaming at you to about recycling and stuff. We just want to have fun here while being informative. So it's a really good thing to do.
Yeah, and why do you want to make a difference in climate change?
Pains me to see all the horrible things that happen. Um, I hate seeing like all these beautiful trees being burnt down, a lot of creatures dying, and it's all our fault, a big part of it. And I want the future to be different. I want my future kids or kids in the future to be able to experience the things that we do and not have to just read about it in books, you know? My family loves going to Sequoia to see the trees, and what if one day in the future I can't take my kids there, like, because the trees have been, something like that. Like, I want everyone to experience all this beautiful wilderness that we have and not for it to be burnt down in the future or the all the things that happen because of climate change.
Yeah, it's so sad how like future generations might not have the opportunity to see like Earth's beauty like we do. So,
Mhm. Exactly.
how are you trying to reach audiences to make a difference?
Well, a big part of it is my memes. I want people to find things that we do entertaining and not just something that's there. Even if it's small, it makes a difference. And I just want people to know and not they don't have to do something big. They don't have to go and change a law or whatever, but they can fight for something. And having a little glimpse of hope can change and something huge.
Yeah, and how do you like personally benefit from joining Namu?
Well, I have a lot of fun. I get to talk to my friends, I get to learn, I get volunteer hours. There's just so much benefits from this. And although I can't list all of them or they don't seem that big, when you do participate in something like this, it can really, really change your life.
And why would you say it's important to join small organizations like Namu, for example?
Small organizations really do have a really big impact, I think. You don't have to have 3 million followers on Instagram to be popular or to be changing or making a difference. Like there are so many small organizations out there that are like fighting for things and we do the same thing. So just having something small but strong can really make a difference in just the small people that follow it, you know?
Yeah. And so let's talk about your life outside of Namu. So what are some of your hobbies?
I, love swimming. I love theater, I'm a big theater nerd. I participate in shows, I love watching shows, I love rock climbing, biking, yeah, a lot of things, but my favorite is probably sleeping. I just need my beauty sleep.
So, Mia and I actually kind of became closer through the school musical. Um, it was
Mhm.
Frozen, and she
Yep.
played Olaf, and I was Sven.
Yeah.
And so through all this time we spent together, she's definitely a
Yeah.
huge theater nerd.
Yeah, I'm a really crazy person. You have to, like, really, like you have to know me to, like, understand me. And I think that was my deal with Natalia too. When we first met, I thought she was gonna be, like, the most crazy person and she is the most crazy person I know, but, like, I love her that way, you know?
Thank you. So, do you have any upcoming events that you're looking forward to, like, for example, your upcoming musical?
I do. I have, an upcoming show. I have a lot of auditions for things in LA that I have to practice for, but, really just trying to live my life and, as a new incoming freshman in high school, just trying to get my life on track. So, yeah.
And when did you start musical theater?
I started when I was 3rd grade. In 3rd grade, I did my first ever production of Harry Potter the musical at this random place in LA or whatever, and I was Dumbledore and Voldemort. Um, yeah, but after that, like, the Gold Rush thing in 4th grade, that was fun. And then I think my first ever big I did, like, small musicals where I was, like, ensemble, but the first big role I ever got in a musical that was really big was LeFou in Beauty and the Beast, and that was, like, a 3-hour show, but it was really fun, and then right after that, I got casted as Olaf in Frozen, and I've done a lot of other shows. I think this is, like, my 8th or ninth or 10th show musical. I don't know. I really don't know anymore.
And you're gonna continue doing it in high school, right?
Of course.
All right. Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you. To the people tuning in back at home, thanks for being here, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to listen to episode 4 on November 1st. We changed our podcast from every other week to a month so we could focus on our upcoming magazine. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads as we post tons of updates on our podcast, organization, climate news, and more. See you guys next time. Bye.